think you should be.
What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video we will be looking at Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, as well as Neo. So shout out to Scottish Bull 80 for commenting his top altcoin of choice. You will be shouted out in today's video. If you guys want to be shouted out in tomorrow's video, please make sure you leave a comment down below as to what your top altcoin is. I need some more content, so let me know what your top altcoin is. Otherwise, let's move on with the show. I'm refreshing the cryptocurrency market cap right now so we can kind of get a better overall summary as to what the market is looking like today, where we can expect to see it go. So as you can see, when this loads, here we go, the market is at $260 billion. So not much movement has happened from yesterday till today, so we've had a lot of consolidation. But what I do notice is the Bitcoin dominance is 44.2%. which means that we're around 1% down from yesterday. So money is moving out of Bitcoin and into other altcoins, or just out of the market completely. And when I scroll down, you notice Bitcoin does seem to be the lowest compared to the altcoins. Bitcoin, being the #1 blue chip currency, or cryptocurrency, is 67.79, or down negative 4.17%. Ethereum, being 398, is only down 1.8. as well as Ripple down 2.8, and then Bitcoin Cash 3.4, Litecoin down only negative 3.25. So you'll notice that that means that more money is moving out of Bitcoin, either out of the market altogether or just out of Bitcoin itself and into altcoins. Neo seems to be the only one that's up, and we're going to talk about Neo today, so bear with. Verge up to 0.076, so wow, that's making some gains too. You might have to make a video on Verge tomorrow or something. Let's check out Litecoin right now. So as you can see in today, you'll notice that we are having a lot of consolidation right now. You'll notice that we have this line at around $118 that's acting as resistance, and as we saw yesterday, we did move up quite high, almost to 122. You notice it does seem to be a resistance level here, but we didn't close above that high, which is interesting. We wanted to close above this candle right here, the second candle, which we didn't do. So we're going to see if the market's going to reverse after it bounces off this line of support and we can continue trading sideways, or if we're going to start a next candle which closes soon, I believe. I'm not sure why it doesn't show it, but I believe this candle closes very soon, and then we can start to see if we can continue up higher and touch E. We're going to go to E on the Elliott wave. That's what we're looking for, because you'll notice we got A, B, C, D, and E on the Elliott wave triangle, and we've practically completed this triangle to a T. So now we're looking for a movement either to E or to the end of the triangle, the pennant flag, the consolidation point. And eventually we need to see a break above this line of resistance here, bringing us up to the middle moving, the high-low middle moving average. That's what we're looking for. We want enough volume to go into Litecoin, into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and move the market up. And there is a lot of news happening that I've noticed on Litecoin especially that may have some potential and influence the market to drive Litecoin up. But we are expecting a run soon, or it's definitely, we're due for a run. So let's just pay attention and see. Very possible that we can continue down, but by the way this chart looks and the way it's set up, the fact that we aren't at E yet, we are below the MMA, and we're quite close to being oversold on the daily chart, is there's a lot of potential to move up in Litecoin. Looking at Bitcoin, you'll notice the graphs are quite similar. Just going to zoom out here so you can get a better look at Litecoin compared to Bitcoin. You'll notice it is a very similar pattern we're having here. We had this uptrend, we tested, I guess you could put the resistance right here, you could. Actually, it looks better right here. So we tested resistance right here, did break through, but we didn't close above the previous candle, which is what we were looking for. We were looking for a close above this candle here, which we didn't do. That's what we were looking for. So what we're now looking for in moving forward is if we can actually start a new candle, which we should be doing very soon, and then try and close above this bear candle right here. But you'll notice we seem to be having these patterns where we go up on a run and then we fall. And we go up on a run and then we fall. So there's a chance that the next candle we start, we go up again, get closer to E and this line of resistance here, and we're going to see whether or not we can actually build up the volume to break through on Bitcoin as well to the MMA. And we are still looking good on the RSI, quite oversold or near oversold. So we're definitely looking good, especially that we're closing the Elliott wave triangle on the Bitcoin chart too. A lot of talk I'm hearing in the news and on Twitter about Bitcoin being possibly $60,000 by the end of 2018. Obviously not next month or next week, but by the end of 2018. So we got probably another like 6 months to see what happens in Bitcoin. But with all this new blockchain technology and things moving up, JP Morgan adopting blockchain technology, we could see some movement. Like I said, maybe not Bitcoin in particular, but some movement in the market and coins going a lot higher. Obviously, if money was to go into crypto, Bitcoin would be the #1 coin because it is #1 and it did start it all. So that's what we would look for, is to see Bitcoin being #1, holding it, probably Ethereum and Litecoin. Moving on to Ethereum right now, check this out, guys. So you can see how we finally did our consolidation period that we've been talking about in the last previous, I want to say, week or 2 weeks, where we had, I said, a consolidation point. After we broke this line and fell, we found a line of support here right around $360, 365, or 360, and I said we were going to trade sideways until we reached the line of resistance. That's what we were looking for. So obviously now, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 10 or 11 days of consolidation, we finally reached the resistance line. Now this is a spinning top doji candle, so that is kind of good news. We're going to see whether or not we can move past this, but what the spinning top means is that we did potentially break out, but the bears pushed Ethereum farther down, and there was like a fight, and the bears won, and then we're probably going to start another candle below it. But we'll see whether or not we can break out. But this is pretty much the crucial time that we've been waiting for. We're going to see whether we're going to trade sideways, which I'm not sure we're going to do, or whether we're going to break out. Because if I just zoom out here on the daily, check out this graph, guys. You can clearly see this line of resistance. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. You can see that line of resistance. That's for sure the line of resistance for Ethereum. And now we are finally caught up with this line here, so we're going to see whether or not we can break out potentially, or if we're going to head lower. Now, I don't think we're going to head lower. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? I want to say no. I do think when money moves into Bitcoin and Litecoin, money will also move into Ethereum, and they're all going to be driven up, probably to retest the middle moving average. That's where I see a lot of these cryptos going. I can see Litecoin in the short term going to at least 170, because that is where the high and low MMA is. That's the average. I can see Bitcoin going to at least, I want to say, $10,000, maybe $9,700, which is $3,300 more than where it's at right now. And then I can see Ethereum going from where it's at right now, $395, all the way to around $720. So definitely a big bull run I expect to happen in Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Obviously, you can see now on Neo what actually happened recently and what we can do about it. You can see how I'm on the 4-hour right now, and I can just zoom in on the daily, or zoom out to the daily if this loads, and we should get a better view. Let's see. Let's just reload Neo quick. There we go. And then we can kind of check out this market, because the play that it had, the movement upwards that it had in its chart, was very predictable, I'd say, or I could have called, of movement. And I believe we were tracking this. If we go back to previous videos, we can check that out as well. So let's just pull up Neo right now. Neo to BTC. Hopefully this reloads. Alright, so now that we have Neo on the daily, what you guys can see is we have this clear, for sure, downtrend right here. A very clear, obvious downtrend. We also have a line of support that we can clearly draw on a horizontal angle right here. You can see how we have numerous touches, 1, 2, and we have some right over here. We can move it up ever so slightly to give you a better view as to what is happening right there. Now if I go into the 4-hour and I zoom out, you'll notice what exactly happened. So you'll see how we had this run, this monster resistance line. Yes, there were a few breakout points, and we can probably fix that for you ADHD, OCD traders out there who think my lines are trash. We can just correct that ever so slightly. And now you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 points of contact. So this is a clear foreshore sign of a downtrend. Very similar to Ethereum, which has not loaded up, but very similar to Ethereum as well. So this downtrend, you can see at the end of this descending triangle, we broke up. And you'll notice that we finally came back to the line of, to the middle moving average, which is really cool. And you can see how clear of a breakout this was. That's what we're looking for in Ethereum. That's what we're looking out for all of the blue chips right now. But you can see the nice pop that it had. Beautiful, well-calculated pop. You can see how we had these crazy waves, crazy up and down waves, setting higher lows, or sorry, setting lower highs, and then one stable line of support. We can see these lower highs leading up, and they were very rapid and up and down. A lot of movement within these lines here, you know, very huge dips, but they kind of just funneled very, very, very smoothly into this little channel right here, this little funnel, and then it was basically a fight as to whether or not the bulls and the bears would win. Usually it's the bulls, and you can see what happened. We had a huge, nice breakout, bringing us back up to that line of support that I said we were going to go to. In all of them, we rode up, reached the middle moving average, used it as support, and then proceeded to go higher. Obviously, selling point stocks, everybody sold off, and they came back down. Where is it going to go? Because it just made this new line of... Hold on, I can draw this line right here just to give you guys a better view. Okay, so you can see what happened right now. So basically, Neo broke out and was looking for... It obviously cannot just trade up and down, so it had to come back down to find support. And it had to come back down right to the MMA, the middle moving average. And that is exactly what it bounced off of. So this could have been another short sell, which is very called for. Usually when we come back down and test the MMA for the first time, it bounces off pretty strong. And that's exactly what it did. Also, you'll notice this MMA is clearly lined up with numerous lines of support right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch right here especially. So this is a clear line of support for Neo that it broke right through, and we bounced off again. So there were two lines indicating that it was going to bounce. You can have the MMA moving, and then you had the line of support right here that was able to make it bounce up off of it. So let's just go back. Let's see if Ethereum loaded. No. So let's just, oh, there we go. Cool. So you can see on Ethereum right now, there's not much movement happening. So usually you can see how we had these huge swings here, and now we're just trading sideways. Usually that's an indicator when we start trading sideways, especially near the end of this resistance, that something is going to happen. And now you can see the last, like, the next 2 days we just started the new candle. We're going to see whether or not we can blast up off, trade sideways, or go down. But this is a very crucial time, I think, in Ethereum. You can see the new candle just started for Bitcoin. Litecoin has just started. We're most likely going to probably test the line of support again with a wick and then probably go up. That's my assumption. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You can read the disclaimer in the description. But otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment below as to what your top altcoin is. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.